I think I'll probably leave it there, to be honest. These behind the nut bends kind of play havoc with your tuning a little bit. Welcome to another 3-string cigar box guitar video. So Heartbreaker, hopefully this needs no introduction. I will give it one anyway though. This is of course Heartbreaker by Led Zeppelin from their second studio album from I believe it was 1969. So fantastic tune. I'm in GDG again, and this is actually in the original key. I'm in the key of A, so quite a lot of it's focused on this this fret 2 note. And I actually originally did this a couple of years ago in a sort of montage medley where we were looking at blues scale licks. So this is taken from the blues scale, a great riff, and he plays it in various places up and down the fretboard depending on where he is in the song, and so great one to play. Little bit tricky. We probably won't do that crazy free time solo bit, but we'll certainly give the main rhythm parts a bit of a go. So I reckon let's just get straight on with having a look at the tune. All right, here are the tuning notes: low G, middle D, and high G. Okay, so we are in our standard GDG tuning, but fortunately we can play in the same key as Led Zeppelin themselves. So once you've learnt this, you can jam with the band. Sound great. And so we're actually in A, so A blues scale. Okay, play it down there instead. So that would be fret 2 on the bass string. I'm going to use my pinky finger right on fret 5 because it's a bit of a stretch, and then I'm going to play open D, open middle string, and then I'm going to play frets 1, 2, and then I'm going to finish off with high G and fret 2. Okay, so that is an A blues scale, and we use most of those notes in the riff. So we're actually starting with open G as a pickup, and then A is on the beat, and then nice simple riff, sounds ace. So we're kind of climbing up the scale really. So there's the G, fret 2 is the A, that's the first note in the scale really, and then we go into fret 5, and then we're playing on the middle D string, and that's just open 1, 2, and then back to the open G, and then repeat it, but we can do a little bit of alternate picking. So the first time you just play A once, second time play it 1, 2, 3, 4. So the song has quite a what you call slow tempo. It's sort of a nice chunky solid rock groove by Mr. Bonham on drums, and as a result we can put quite a lot of what you call 16th notes into the rhythm, so it just gives it a slightly more interesting sound. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 of those notes there had a bit of a funny kind of 16th note rhythm. That basically means you can fit 16 in a bar, or 4 of them per beat. So they're exactly twice as fast as half beat 8th notes. So 1, 2, open D's on beat 3 and fret 2's on beat 4, but fret 1 is just before fret 2. So this is like a 16th note, so it's 3, 4. And then we go straight to the open G after this one, and this comes in immediately after fret 2, so that's exactly on beat 4. So this is also a kind of 16th note rhythm, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. You get that sort of sound going on, and then when we repeat it, they're 16th notes, so that's precisely 4 notes for beat 1. And if you use alternate picking, you probably find it flows a bit better. So 4 notes at fret 2, which is the first beat, that stays the same, the rest of it stays the same, with that slightly sort of funky riff with the 16th notes. So in total, that's 2 bars there, 2 measures, and the guitar plays it once on its own, and then the band kicks in, and then the guitar plays it 2 more times. So it seems a bit odd on the original. I didn't do it on the demo. I just played it twice. So I kind of started with the drums and bass, like on what happens on the original. But you'd actually play it 3 times along with the recording, but then it changes. So that is the same lick, but moved up 2 frets. So we started at fret 2, and that was A. Fortunately, we can use the same scale and exactly the same riff. Everything's moved up 2 frets. Feels a little bit different to play though, because we previously had 2 open strings. So now everything's got to be fretted, so I'm playing 4, 7, and then fret 2, 3, 4, fret 2 on the bass string. So these 2 notes at fret 2 were previously our open strings. So, and we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the original, he does quite a lot of string bending, so I don't know how easy you'd find it to bend. I was doing it on the demo as well. So right at the end of the B riff, you can bend fret 2 and then go back to fret 2, and when you play it for the second time after the bend, that's back at the A riff. So basically it goes up and plays the B riff once, that's both bars with the single B the first time and the 1, 2, 3, 4. And right at the end of the second time round the B, you can sort of pull down as a bend and then go back to fret 2, or if that's feeling pretty horrible, you could just slide up to fret 2. So let's do the slide and then back to fret 2, and you're back to doing the A riff, and that is all of the intro. So if you're doing it fully, it would be 3 times round the A riff. That's both bars of A times 3, and then both bars of B times 1, and then after either the bend or the slide, back to the A, both bars of A times 1, and that's your intro riff. So here's the intro very quickly then. I'm only going to play the A riff twice, and when I'm playing the B, I think I'm going to do the slide instead of the bend, because I'm not convinced that it's going to be that easy for everybody. So here we go. So 3. Oh, we're also doing a pickup here on open G. So that's coming in just after beat 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat that, long A and the short A's. Change B, short B's, slide back to A, and then the verse starts on an A chord, which is a bar. So hopefully you've done some of this before. So shameless plug, loads of this sort of technique stuff is covered in that fantastic complete beginner course. So flatpick playing and fretted note playing for riffs, all these scales are covered, but you know how to get a nice flow and a bit of fluency between both hands, bit of timing and stuff, how to play bar chords and such like. I mean, you can go through some of the earlier coder tuition videos on the YouTube channel, and some of this is going to be covered in a bit more detail. But basically the verse is A and D. So A is the bar at fret 2, and open D is fret 2 on the high and low G's, and we try and let that middle D ring through. We're literally just going 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just going sort of quickly on the D and straight back to the A. And again, there's a 16th note offbeat rhythm here. So just after beat 4, we're hitting that D and we're straight back to the A on the beat. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So just after 4 and straight back to the A, and let the A ring out, and don't do that kind of, it's almost like a stab, don't do that stab on the D again the second time. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you basically do that several times, and then right at the end of the verse, it's kind of stabs on the D, A, D, A, D, A. So D, A, D, A, D, A. Now, can you see how much my arm's moving around here? You've got to get everything involved. There's a bit of shoulder movement, so it's moving the elbow and because we're going from a bar position to coming across. You see how diagonal those fingers are, so you've got to really kind of exaggerate that movement because it's quite quick. D, A, D, A, D, A. There's a little snare fill from Mr. Bonham. So I just did like a muted, you don't have to do this, but I did a muted string thing, and I went down, up, down. I think that's what he does. He does 3 hits on the snare. It's back to the main riff again. So that verse looks a bit like this. Here's the A, so 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Do it again. A, 2, 3, 4. D, A, 2, 3, 4. A, 2, 3, 4. D, A, 2, 3, 4. A, 2, 3, 4. D, A, 2, and then the stabs at the end. D, A, D, A, D, A. Back to the main riff. So in the demo, I sort of truncated it all a little bit. In the intro, sorry, the main version, it does go back to the A riff. So after verse 1, it completely goes back to the A riff, and it does the twice around the A, once around the B, once around the A structure from the intro, but not 3 times, just twice. And then it goes back and does verse 2, and then at the end of verse 2, instead of, so you still do the stabs, but instead of going to B, we actually want to go to C, and we still do the blues scale riff, and then we do the blues scale riff off D, and we even do it off E. So it's just stepping up. So C would be exactly the same pattern, but 1 fret higher than the B. So it would be 5, 8, 3, 4, 5, 3. Now you do it twice on the C here with the short extra Cs, and then we're going to move up to D, which is fret 7. So we're going to go 7, 10, 5, 6, 7, 5, short Ds. We're only going to do all of this once because we want to carry on up to E, which is fret 9, and that's 12, 7, 8, 9, 7, 9, 12, and then it's a bit sort of high sounding lead guitar there. So from the stabs at the end of verse 2, it would be D, A, D, A, D, A. There's the drum fill. Go to C, fret 5, 8, 3, 4, 5, 3, 5, short notes, 8. We're going to do that all again on C. But then move to D, fret 7. Only do it once on D, E, fret 9, 12, 7, 8, 9. Do it once on E. And then we're going to go to an E power chord, but instead of doing a bar, I'm going to go for fret 9 with fingers 2, 3, 4. I'm going to save my first finger because I can do this little riff off it. So that's fret 9, do a little strum, and then get rid of the pinky, and this is now fret 7. So that's actually an E7 chord. Sometimes you can play that as a chord shape. So that's 9, 9, 7. But we're really more playing it like a riff. So we're playing string 1, high G, and then so that's, I'm picking that note and I'm picking that note. And then just to create the faster notes at the end, hammer, I've got to use my pinky because that's the only one available, hammer onto 9 and re-pick. So it's this time hammer, re-pick, do all that again, strum, and then get rid of your pinky. So that's 7 and 9, 7, 9, 7, 7, 9, 7, 7, 9, 7, hammer onto 9 on the high G, and then we're into the free time bit. I'm not going to cover that because it's pretty tough on six string guitar, let alone 3, to be honest. So all of that right at the end, we've got 1, 3, 4, and then so that was a final full bar of chugging away. Palm muting. So again, palm muting is covered in the fantastic complete beginner course, so you can check that out, or it is covered in some earlier Code Tuition YouTube videos as well. But basically you get a fantastic, if you do downstrokes, fantastic rock sort of rhythm guitar sound. It just muffles the notes a little bit. And so do that again, then 1, 3, and then 1. So that was just a whole bar there of chugging away on E. And that takes you, like I said, up to the free time instrumental bit in the middle, which, to be honest, will do, you know, for the vast majority of 3-string players. If you can get up to that point, you're doing very well. I mentioned in the previous Freddie King video that you can slow down YouTube. I was suggesting you can slow myself down for the play along, but I would highly recommend slowing Led Zeppelin down. So go to the settings cog on your video and go to playback speed and knock it down to whatever works for you. You know, you can even go down as low as 70% if you want, but try and play along with the band from the beginning, through the main riff, through verse 1, back to the main riff, which was the A and the B, verse 2, and then it's kind of almost like a bridge, I suppose, at the end of verse 2, where it does the C riff twice, the D riff once, the E riff once, and then into all of that end bit I was just showing you. So good luck, and I will see you again very soon for some more fantastic cigar box guitar, and we may well be looking at some 4-string stuff.